Hello and good morning. Today is the second day of the March and Wednesday. I'm Ahura here with you to see what's happening in the market, what's going on, and what we have to expect from financial market. Yesterday we had the central monetary policy meeting in the Australian Central Bank (RBA) or Reserve Bank of Australia. Today we're gonna have the Canadian Central Banks or BOE Bank of Canada's meeting, and next week we're gonna have central banks meeting in Europe and then in the United States. Why I am mentioning that? Look at this chart. This is the oil chart. Let's start with that. Oil trading almost at 110 US dollar. Few hours ago, Western powers they got together and decided to free the 60 million bottles of their inventories. But what it did, it made it the market it put the market even in a more worse situation. Why? Because 60 million bottles is nothing. It's like 5 or 6 days of just U.S. or alone U.S. or alone Russian production, or even the Saudi Arabia's production. So it means that just one country in 5 or 6 days can produce that much amount. Therefore, it means that $60 million is nothing for the oil market. And what it did, it just made it the worse in a situation that the people they thought, and the investors and the traders they thought maybe something going on and we don't know. So emotionally, they just broke up the market, just broke the market's emotion, and that made the price to go even higher. Look at this chart. That shows this is before meeting and this is after meeting. This meeting even uh, didn't push the prices down. This meeting even made it the prices to go higher. At the same time, we had API weekly report, American Petroleum Inventories, Petroleum Institute's inventory reports, API weekly report. We had a report and it shows that the US inventories in the private section fell by more than 6 million bottles in the last week. All together, all this data together made the price to go higher. And why I'm talking about that? Because with the current situation and the current risk in the market, with the current prices, economy is already going to slow down. Economy is already going to get in a real crisis. Therefore, uh, expecting the more tightening policies from the central banks is a little bit more. It's a little bit unlikely right now. Same what happened yesterday in Australia, and Australian central bank didn't increase the rates. Today in Canada, also, we are not. I do not personally expect that central bank is going to increase it. Most probably, if I were them, if I were instead of them, if I were there, I would say that let's wait a little bit because this prices can slow down the economy. Actually, in Canada, maybe it's a little bit different because higher prices of oil can increase the support the economy. Maybe in Canada we can say that, but anyway, higher prices in oil means that the higher production, high inflation. And altogether, we may can see that the Canadian central bank to increase the 25 basis point interest rates, but other central banks is a little bit higher than expectations. This that was the reason that I started with the oil. Let's go to the market. Tensions is still continuing, and we have the higher risk in the market. The risk, VIX risk is about a 30. So the risk is continuing, and we don't have any signal that say that okay, it's going to be slow down. This interest increasing in, the risk in the market means that the higher is for the U.S. dollar. So the U.S. dollar also increasing, and it moves in a clear uptrend, and it can continue the way. So far we have the U.S. dollar in an uptrend, and 97 is the first support, while 97.80 is 97.70 is the first resistance, and we are in a clear uptrend from both technical and fundamental point of view. Gold is on way to take its 1975 back again that we had in the last week, and it is continuing. It can continue the way. So we are still in a clear uptrend, and this uptrend is continuing. If you just look at this trend line that we had, this trend line in 4 hour chart, this trend line that we had in a daily chart, sorry, actually in a daily chart, we had this trend line that we had in a daily chart. We got at this trend line, and we are continuing this. Look at it in a slower, in a lower time frames. We almost got where we wanted to go. Not almost exactly. We went to where we were expecting, and then increasing from here. This is what happened. This that was the expectation, and this is what happened, and this is what we saw. So this uptrend is still continuing, and we have from technical and fundamental point of view, we are still in a clear uptrend in a gold chart, same as in a silver chart. Silver also is increasing. About WTI or oil, we talked already. Same situation we have for the gas. Gas also is increasing, and next target is again still we are looking after $4.70, and after that $5 is the next targets, and we're gonna catch them in the next days. Stock markets will be under pressure. We have a side movement here. Still, there will be no movement. They will still will have a side movement, and central bank doesn't have any other alternative right now in the United States to just hold the rates and help the market to increase. Otherwise, we're gonna see the real fall down in the stock market. If the U.S. stock market, if the U.S. Central Bank or Federal Reserve cut the rates, increase the rates uh, by 25 basis point, at least it means that the hawkish policies. And in the current situation, stock market is gonna be fall down so sharply. Therefore, the central banks, for now, with the current situation, we are waiting to see the market is hoping on a holding policy from the Federal Reserve that can support the stock markets to have a little bit side movement or a little to increase a little bit. Otherwise, we're gonna see the fall down in at the current situation. With the current situation, things are different. Same situation we have. So for now, still side movement and being under pressure is still expected. Same situation we have for the Nasdaq. Same situation we have for the Dow Jones. But the Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, they are still on a beat as more users trying to use the Bitcoin instead of fiat to transfer and use for their trades. Therefore, for now, it is still in a beat. But as I yesterday took the reaction of the exchanges and many others to the U.S. and European request to ban the wallets from the Russia, it's gonna change the market situation or help with it. So actually changing the market situation doesn't mean that putting them under pressure. It will either put the prices under pressure or will help it to cash the 52k. From the technical point of view, we can see 52k in the radars for now. Same situation we have for the Ethereum 2400, 2.4k or 2400 is the next target. 3,400 is here. Just a moment. Sorry, almost here. Uh, this is the next target 2,400 for for Dow Jones. For I said for Dow Jones for the Ethereum. For the Ripple, 82 cent and then 92 cents are the next targets. But just like the Ethereum Ripple for now can continue the way if only the Ethereum for the current situation, if only the Bitcoin can increase about 44k, which is likely right now. Euro USD and GBP, they will be under pressure because US dollar is increasing, and the increasing US dollar can put them more under pressure. And this downtrend in Euro USD and GBP USD can continue the way. We don't have any signal that say that okay, this downtrend is stopped. Being generally under pressure for both of them is expected, and we can see this continue. This is the general market situation. For today in the economic calendar, yesterday we had just like let's review the yesterday. Yesterday we had PMI data. PMI data generally in the most from all economies they were fine, they were good, and they were just like uh, they're better than expected. And with the ongoing data, we can say that okay, the economy is increasing. Canadian GDP in December just like didn't increase, not decrease, not increase. They were lower than expected. The market was expecting to see 0.1% increase, but in December GDP in Canada was flat, and not it was zero. Not we didn't see any increase or any decrease in the Canadian economy movement. Other data from the Germany, I mean the Purchasing Manager Index from the Germany, from Germany, from United States, from Eurozone, and Italy, and all most countries. They were better than expected. Same situation in Britain. They were better than expected. For today, GDP from Australia, Australian GDP we had so far, and it was better than expected in quarter four, the final data of 2021. Uh, Australian GDP increased by 3.4%, while the market was expecting minus 2.7%, but increasing 2.4% in the fourth quarter was amazing for the Canadian, for the Australian economy. And this GDP shows that the Australian economy is increasing fine. We should be a little bit more uh, positive for that. For now, for today so far, we had Joe Biden's speech as well, annual speech as well. He was not. He didn't surprise the markets. He didn't surprise anything. He's saying nothing. He's just like, yeah, we're going together. We're getting together against Russia. The U.S. banned its airspace from for the Russian airlines. All the news about the latest news about the Russia, he just repeated the news and just told that we are going to be more uh, together with our European friends, with our European community. So let's see what they're gonna do. They're just putting the Western countries. They're just putting more sanctions against Russia, but it doesn't mean that this sanction is going to work since these sanctions also increasing the oil and gas prices, which is and still the banks that you're paying the gas and oil prices, they are not banned. They are not. Uh, these banks they are not they are not under the sanctions. So there's still in some countries they are buying the oil and gas from the Russia and they're paying the money in US dollars. So the Russian banks they are still they're getting the dollar and they can use their dollar. And as long as the prices are high, they're getting a benefit. So uh, for now, for today, later today, we're gonna have again the speeches, another speeches from the Biden, and then ADP non-farm payroll. We're gonna have it, and ECB's, but yeah, the from some ECB members, also European Central Bank's members, also gonna speech, and later in evening, we're gonna have the crude oil inventory levels in the United States, which doesn't mean that gonna change anything in the market, since the market right now mostly focusing on geopolitical tensions. This is general the market situation and market what we have in a market. I hope it was useful for you guys. If you have any question or if you have any comment, please write under the video. I'm gonna be with you again tomorrow morning. See you guys. Bye bye.